Hello, I'm Matthew Richardson and welcome to the Whiteboard. This week with our exclusive AFL.com.au ISO camera, we break down the game of Hawthorn superstar and my favourite player, Lance Buddy Franklin. The first theme of Buddy's game we'll take a look at today is his marking. The best work Buddy does is when he gets on the lead. There he is in front of Dempster. But leading's not all about the first lead, and you've got to work your opponents either with double and triple leads. Like he does here, he leads back to the goal square, then hits back up at the football. Rarely do you get the ball on your first lead, and it is a real strength if you can time your lead perfectly and hit the space just as the ball is released in front of you. The next area of his game we'll take a look at is contested marking. This is not a huge strength of Lance, a la a Jonathan Brown or a Travis Cloke pack marking, but I think shoulder injuries and thumb injuries over the last few years have affected his contested marking. But what he is good at is if he can get one-on-one with a direct opponent. That time there he couldn't. Blake came in third man, but if he gets the opportunity to be one out like he is on that occasion, he is very, very dangerous. This one here is just poor by the St Kilda defence. He's playing on a smaller opponent in Dempster, which teams often do because of his mobility, and if you do that, you must have third man in assistance on him because he is having a huge height advantage over Dempster. On that occasion, Lenny Hayes came in, but Lenny Hayes is not the man that you want to come third man in. As you can see, he made an attempt, Hayes, but just simply not big enough. That has to be by a Fisher or a big boy McAvoy. And if you want to outmark him one-on-one, you must have that third man in assistance. It is a strength when he gets one out. Let's have a look at the next area now, which is Lance's mobility. And there's no doubt for a man of his size, 196 centimetres, 102 kilos, his mobility and running ability aerobically is the best in the competition. Once the ball hits the ground, he is as dangerous as the next player. And for a man of his size, that is unbelievable. He's able to set up opponents with handballs and set them up for goals. When he gets goal side of his man, he runs them up the ground, gets them into traffic, they get lost, and once he gets goal side, he's unbeatable. This is a good example of that there. He's up the ground, he then gets goal side of his opponent, Dempster, who runs off him to compete. Buddy stays, gets a Joe the Goose there, but that is just smart forward play. He knew that the ball was going to come over the top of him. He stayed in the contest. His opponent gets caught ball watching, and he gets it. Here he works over Dempster, gets him in front of him, dishes off the handball to his teammate. I love it when he gets up the ground. Here he is one out. He's just able to work his opponent under the ball. It's not all about marking for Buddy. He is the best big man in the competition once it hits the ground with his second efforts. Let's take a look at his goal kicking now. Buddy's goal kicking is often being criticised. His percentage is very low this year. I think that's because he has a lot of shots from in play, set shots, goals on the run. But when he does have the opportunity to have a set shot, he's got a unique action. Spinning the ball like that is not conventional, but that's what he feels comfortable is. I love him at this range. When he gets outside 50, he winds up, he's got that beautiful arc, he runs out to the left and he's able to bend the ball back perfectly. He's also really good when his left foot is facing the boundary line, which is not normally the way a left footer would love to have a set shot, and the way he can bend them back with his left foot to the boundary is very unique for Buddy. Let's take a look now at giving away free kicks. And there you can see the 2012 free kicks against with Lance Franklin on 19, 5 more than his next man there in Jordan McKenzie from Melbourne, who is a tagging player and probably is more liable to give away free kicks. So it's undoubtedly an area of his game that he must improve on. Alistair Clarkson would be filthy with Buddy giving the ball back to the opposition so easily. He does play the game in a really ballistic manner, as we can see there. That was probably unnecessary. He's just very enthusiastic. He wants to get involved in the play, and he does actually lay a lot of tackles inside forward 50, but that is an area of his game that he needs to improve on. This Friday night, they take on the Demons. James Frawley will probably be his opponent. How do you beat him? Well, I think you have to keep him in your vision. You must keep him in front of you. Once he gets goal side, it is absolutely good night. The other thing they must do is they have to double and triple team him in the air. He's not a huge pack mark, but he can't be left one-on-one. So they're going to need help for Frawley. Jack Grimes or Colin Garland will be the man to come third man in. It's going to be a tough job. We'll see how they go. Thanks for joining us this week on the Whiteboard. We'll catch you again next week.